Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Wednesday morning trading session. Sorry for the delay, had a little bit of technical difficulty, but everything seems to be working fine now. Get the screen share going. The markets just opened up about a minute ago, and as you know, I'm not usually that keen on getting in too early anyhow. Although yesterday the first eagle signal had some very nice follow through to it. The first in sync eagle signal actually producing right here. Oh, nope, sorry, right here. Out of the gate, hit our profit objective and then reversed. This would be our first in sync eagle signal here today. If you were inclined. So with the first in sync signal, ouch, that's a little rich. Let's see if I can rearrange that a little bit, maybe take it below those lows. This is very much a leap of faith type signal. You know, the market doesn't really have any direction to it yet. You're just trusting the tools that signal's going to hold. We do have a little bit of a gap to the upside this morning from where trading left off, a small gap, not a big gap. So trading left off around here, around the 58.90 area, and we're opening just above 5,900. Looks as though the NASDAQ is going to try to press to 6,000. Here on the Hawk, it looks like we got a little bit of a jumbled mess going on, but we're also printing a first micro-macro cross signal higher, and here on the Raptor, we're getting a hard edge bounce. So there's a couple of opportunities for you to take an early signal if you wanted. I've already got the signal going on the Eagle, so I'm not going to duplicate it here. But for you Raptor traders, here's a second push opportunity, and it would look probably something like that. You should probably risk it at least to the hard edge, I would think. But like I said, it's still very early. I tend not to get too excited right out of the gate. All right, so let's see what they do with this now. Just making a couple of notes here in my trading journal. And I think I would take profit on target if I get it. You can see here the Raptor trade with the smaller profit objective already up to the profit target. The Eagle trade, I got a slightly delayed entry, so my profit still in play. And we should just about hit the break even. Actually, it's probably close enough that I'll take the trade to break even anyhow. Come on. All right, well, there we go. I'll force the trade to break even. Oh, don't you dare. Don't you dare. So this is one of these situations where the delayed entry may actually make things a little bit more difficult for me. Had I entered on the hash mark, I would be kissing my profit target right now. And I'm doing my best to be patient with the trade, not to do something silly. All right, I might protect a little bit more profit here and just give them the 1 bar. There we go. It's not a lot, but if they reverse on the last bar, they're probably going to tag me at break even anyhow. So Oh, look at this trade forecaster in trend mode for 198 minutes exactly. Come on, you guys. See, there's $100 sitting there if I want it, but I'm really going to try to hold out for my profit objective. Come on. All right, well, I'm gonna have to give it a little bit of a nudge here with the mouse. I hope I'm not too late to push the market higher. Get up there. Starting to get a little bit more selling pressure. As you can see, we've already got a warning dot here on the eagle. Besides the obvious reluctance to head higher, the hawk and the falcon both bullish still. The raptor sort of getting a little bit more bearish. We've had a teeny tiny test of the extreme right here on the raptor. The falcon now into a red filter, so that's starting to look a little bit more bearish as well. Don't know if I'm going to get too crazy on the selling though. Just yet. things starting to get a little bit mixed. Got some yellow bars here on the Raptor and the Hawk. By the way, this will be a 4-arrow consolidation, which is a very strong signal on the Hawk, and it's the only signal that I will take on yellow bars with the Hawk. And now that's slipping into a red bar buy situation. Oh, and here's our counter trend signal on the Raptor. So, like I said, we're getting a little bit of a mixed bag of signals here. Because it's counter trend, because the market may be struggling for direction, a second push entry is not a bad way to go on this one. And did they slip me a tick? Oh, they did too. So I'm going to take my tick back. In fact, you know what? I'm going to see if they're going to try to reach the low of the day. Okay, so we've hit the break-even trigger. I was thinking about pulling the break-even down a little bit more, but hopefully we'll continue to see some downward momentum here. By the way, the opening gap is just below the low of the morning. If you wanted to try to stretch this trade out even further, I should have actually put 2 contracts on. I would go for the primary support here at 58.85 as my profit objective. But no point in being greedy. I would have hit my regular profit target had I not stretched this one out. So we'll see if I can ride out this swing. Come on, just get below. What are we sitting here at? 58.99 quarters, so we need to see 58.99. Ooh, a little bit of a hop. Last chance. If they don't take it out this time, it will bounce back to the break even. Oh, they touched it. 58.99. Oh, there we go. Come on, you can do it. Oh, come on. Don't flinch just before the hard edge. The buyers are strong, no question. They're not wanting to give this market up. And we may well see a larger retest of the extreme, maybe even a move back to, say, 59.10, thereabouts. Oh, you stinkers. Geiger counter pulling hard here to the buy side. Ah, nuts. Oh well, that's what I get for not taking profit on target. All right, just made a couple notes in my journal. Okay, it looks like we might get that bigger test of the extreme now, and really it's anybody's guess which way the market is going from here. It's fairly balanced at the moment, actually. And like I said, some mixed signals here. The hawk back into yellow bars after first micro-macro cross lower. The eagle giving us a red bar buy off the hard edge. The falcon, a little bit of a tangled mess here at the moment, as is the raptor. Not quite sure what it wants to do with itself. Well, it's starting to look like we're going to produce a hard edge bounce here, or a cloud crossover, however you want to view that. I think a second push entry is probably prudent. So here we are just shy of 59.10. And so if you're looking for a second push opportunity, there's your bar that's flinched. So you can look to buy on a renewed push higher. And all we're doing with the second push opportunity is we're letting the market show us its current extremes. It's no guarantee that the market will follow through from here. It may well fail, but as I mentioned earlier, my concern was that this may end up being a test of the extreme. It may still be a test of the extreme. The market may break it by a tick. You can see we're also going to produce a hard edge bounce here. There's the number 3 signal. And I think they slipped me again. Doggone it, what's going on? And I think what I'll do is I'll adjust my break even slightly. Maybe bring it down right around there, a little bit closer to the highs, just in case we see a little bit of a reaction there. I would rather be at break even. Okay, who told them my break even was right there? Because it came within a tick and then flinched. So I'll bring my break even just below the high of this current bar. You can see with my logic counter, I know where the bar is going to finish. So if we get another bullish push, I'll take the trade to break even. And I think I'm going to bring my stops in below the median line. Because this is starting to get a little bit uncomfortable, this test at the extreme that we're looking at. Possible turnover. Come on, give me one more bullish press. Could even roll below that swing right there. There, that's all you get. Oh, and we're getting a counter trend signal now, so a little bit of a reaction. The other tool's still messed up as well. The Raptor, the first one here to produce the counter trend opportunity. And I'm not one for reversing my trades, but if I get stopped here, I'll take a counter trend. Position just by entering a sell order on the button. The buyers know they got to do something here. Yeah, it's that kind of day, Tom. Tom says 3 tries, down 15 plus commissions. Well, I have the feeling that... Okay, so I'll take the counter trend now. And like I said, this isn't something that I normally do, but, you know, we failed. Oh, here, I should put my stop above the high. All right. Okay, so they didn't want to go up. Let's see if they want to go down. Okay, here we go. Now this one I'm actually going to pull my break even a little bit lower because as we get lower, as we get closer to these lows and my first profit objective, that's where we're likely going to see a reaction. So I don't want to get tagged unless we're seriously retesting the lows of the morning, which looks like is where we're at. Come on. All right, I'll take it to break even now. Sons of guns, here we go. If we can just ride out this swing. What a sticky spot. Okay, hooray. Finally got one profit target. All right, let's see what we can do with the next one. Challenging the lows du jour. Let's see if they will press any lower from here. Perhaps fill that gap just below the market. That would get us down to the next support zone down here. That could make for a nice little profit, but first things first. First, we got to take out the low of the morning. And don't doubt for a moment that there is some buying going on down here. excuse me. Ryman says, good morning, Eric. I've changed my settings on my trades. Quantity on target 1, 100%. Tick target on target 1, 15 ticks. This is working great for me right now. This is probably a good idea, Ryman, too, given that summertime, a little bit less follow through. You see, I got slipped twice this morning on my entries. So I'm not sure if I have my mute button on when I showed you this red bar buy signal here on the Eagle. It's since retreated from it, so, well, I was flashing a red warning dot, so I pulled the order. But now it looks like they're coming back, so we can try it again. Same idea as the second push. Just looking to, oops, I don't need 2 contracts on that. Hold on. We're going to go to manual, and we'll do one of these. And I wonder if we're going to get a buy signal here on the Raptor. Now, even though we've blown through the hard edge, if we produce a buy signal here, you can still consider that to be a hard edge bounce, which would be the number 3 signal, whether it prints or not. And there it is right there. And you could risk that below the low of the day. So we'll see now how serious the buyers are about pushing this market higher. Maybe given the market conditions, I should have allowed for a second push opportunity on this one as well. Would have kept me out. And hopefully the low of the day going to be enough to keep me out of trouble. So you've got other opportunities here in your other tools as well. You've got a hawk signal here, a green barred sell that you could take the counter trend move, look to scalp it higher. We have a late filter entry / trend change signal here on the Falcon. You can look to trade that one higher as well. So it's still kind of a bit of a jumbled mess. The market really not leaning one way or the other at the moment. Kind of put my eggs in the buyer's basket, and we'll see whether or not they follow through with that. Got to see the market trade above this 59.05 area. That's a little bit of a stumbling block right now. Okay, we're over 59.05, so that's encouraging. Come on, don't stop now. We're supposed to be in trend mode today. The market's not trending very well. It's kicking about a little bit here. Yes, right you are, Mark, reminding me crude inventory out in a few minutes' time. Just a moment here. So here's the crude chart on the Raptor, and normally what I do for inventory is I'll bracket if there's a discernible range. which at the moment we don't really seem to have. The alternative is to let the market break out from the inventory report and then bracket the range. And that might be the better way to go today. And why is my thingy not working? What's going on here? Why is my trade manager locked up? Raptor. There we go. Okay. So we'll see what happens here with the inventory report. Should come out any moment now. There it goes. Crazy. Big spike higher. So we know where the top end is. So I can throw my OCO up there. There's going to be my buy order. And haven't seen the lower swing yet. Well, do we want to call this the lower swing right here below the support line? I don't think I've ever played a inventory report quite this tight before. Now remember, with your OCO orders, these are live the moment you put them on your chart, so you can pull them away a little bit. Just gonna look in on my other trades here for a moment. Oh, you're kidding me. Missed the break-even opportunity. Oh well, let's stay with crude then. That was it? That was the inventory report, and now they're stuck? What, are they doing a recount? All right, they're going to try it to the long side, maybe. You can see our support and resistance zones getting a little bit cozy here, and I'm going to hold my stops just below this resistance zone right there. Because crude's ranges have been relatively small of late, that's kind of translated into some tighter support and resistance areas. No, they're losing their grip. Come on. There we go. You can do it. Wow. All right. I think I'm going to bring my stops up here just below the resistance zone as well. We'll go 59.01 and 59.01. There we go. Crude's going to head higher. It's just a question of whether or not I can ride out any pushback. Well, can hardly stand the excitement. Yeah, well, I kind of had a feeling that was going to happen because they failed to push through on that move, so that pretty much means the buyers are going to ditch, and you can see we're right back down here to pre-inventory levels. So not a huge surprise on that. Okay, back here to the NASDAQ, back to the lows of the morning. It seems to have taken I don't know, a slightly more bearish posture now. We have here a rule of three or a similar rule of three type setup. And I think things definitely getting a little bit more bearish. Lack of follow through to the long side. Now we're producing a first micro macro cross lower. I'm not sure if that first micro macro cross signal right here to the upside hit its profit target. Let's see. No, came up short, which is rare. It's very rare. Well, just kind of on hold here. Well, we're just kind of stuck in a holding pattern right now. The market's very consolidated this morning. Not really what you would expect, but here we are. There's our range. All right. So we're making a very, very early cloud crossover signal here. Because it's the low of the day, if we break the low, you see we've got the warning dot, we're going to produce a signal right there. If we break the low, because it's the low of the day, there's probably going to be at least a little bit of follow through to it. This has been more of a scalping day today than anything. Well, so much for that idea. Okay, well, we'll throw that back on the shelf. Looks like it's a little bit of a waiting game here. The buyers and sellers seem very content where they're at. So things just thrashing about again. The buyer's going to take their kick at the cat. I don't know if I want to do anything with this until the market gets outside of this trading range. Even though we're supposed to be in trend mode, obviously um, the trade forecaster may be a little bit ahead of itself. I think once we get outside this trading range, we're going to see a trend. But so long as we're in this trading range, we're just kind of asking for trouble. The market's going to rally off the lows, it's going to retreat off the highs. That's just what they do. So be aware, if you're going to take a trade, that's fine. It's still a high probability signal. Just maybe don't go in too heavy. Maybe take a look at taking profit as we get back toward the top end of the range. The best course of action, of course, when the market is in a trading range like this is just to let it get out. Once it breaks out, it will retest and then look for your buying or selling opportunity accordingly. Now, these retests don't always happen quickly. You know, sometimes it can be drawn out. The retest may take a long time before it actually retests and you get your next signal. But it will retest somewhere through there. It will make some sort of effort to retest the trade. The trading range, and if it does, great. If it doesn't, well, that's okay too. Then at least you know which way the market's going. But right now, it's almost impossible to tell. So we'll stay with it for a couple more minutes, but I can't really see anything happening here. As they seem very content just to thrash about. This, by the way, here on the Eagle, if it fails yet again, we will have a rule of three signal, and that may be just what this market needs to break out lower. So there may be a selling opportunity to be had. If in fact the Eagle turns over here one more time. The rule of three signal, of course, the counter trend signal on the Eagle Trend Trader. And it develops when we start printing signals against the band. So we have a bullish band, but we printed a sell signal and another sell signal. Well, it's that third sell signal that's usually the ticket. That's usually the one that sends all the buyers scurrying, and the one that we will see the momentum come back into the market. it looks like here they come. Or not. Oh my. Well, I think this is probably a good place to leave it. You know what to look for if you're going to hang with the market today. It's a difficult day today, to be sure. Things might loosen up in the afternoon, but then again, I would venture a guess probably not. I think it's going to be a pretty quiet day overall today. All right, boys and girls, I will see you again tomorrow. We'll do it all over again. Talk to you then. Bye for now.